Earlier this year, I closed down my business and got rid of all my clients that I had spent 2.5 years building to go and do something completely different. And I did it because I came to hate the business that I was making. Now, a lot of the time you hear that business is great, right? If you can do it well, you get really successful and things work out really well. I want to talk a bit more about why my story wasn't that. So the first thing is that I could have made it work. Right, I definitely could have made it work. I definitely could have put more time and energy into it. I could have kept going at it, and eventually I would have made it work. Right, the video is not to say that business won't work. Business can work, and it will if you put enough work into it. The issue I had is that it drained me beyond belief. I got into it for the wrong reasons. I got into it primarily speaking for money, and it stayed that way. There was never a sort of evolution of that. It stayed that way, and my business model was a very done for you, sort of very hands on model. And it got to the point where I had like so many clients, and I was spending like 3.5 hours, 4 hours every single morning, responding to all my clients' messages and sending messages and follow ups. And that sort of work drained me. It really did. And what I realized is that that sort of work, or at least the work I was doing, lacked creativity. And that was the real kicker, because the real kicker was the fact that the stuff I was doing was repetitive over and over and over. And I don't think this just goes for businesses as well, but I guess this can also go for jobs as well and careers. It's like if the thing you do feels really repetitive and it required no creativity, that for me is where I really struggle. And if you've been following along my journey, you'll know that I've just recently released my first video game that I've developed, and I actually developed it a lot of it with AI. Like I've got AI to write me all the code, make me all the images and the videos. I still have to put it together, but I've been able to use AI for that. And I've been spending hours and hours. I'm currently at just over 300 hours into game development with AI. Point being is like some of the days, and especially pushing up to the demo, I would spend 9 hours, 12 hours sometimes. But it would be like a day for reference, just committing to it, pushing to it, trying to get this to work. And the cool thing, especially with the game development stuff I'm doing with AI, is it's so creative, right? I can think of all these ideas, have all these ideas, and as long as I can communicate it well enough to the AI that I'm using, it will be able to give me what I'm asking for. I will be able to do it as long as I am patient with it and I follow the instructions and I give enough to it. And so, really, what this video is about is just to say that if you're someone who is considering getting into business or considering, trying to go your own way and do your own thing, really consider what it is that lights you up. What is the thing that lights you up? What is the thing that really makes you just enjoy something that you do? For me, and for reference, I use something called Ikigai. I made my own Ikigai and I tried to figure out what meant most for me. And when I did that, I looked at, okay, well, what are the things I enjoy? I enjoy playing video games. What are the things I'm good at? I'm good at AI. The thing that what does the world need? Well, the world sort of needs or likes to have video games, right? And I put a few other things down, and it's like, okay, well, what can I get paid for? And it's like, well, technically speaking, I can get paid for video games as well, right? And when I looked at it, I thought, well, why couldn't I just try and make video games with AI? And that is sort of where it led on from. And what was really important for me is creativity. So, what I would focus on first, if I were to start over again, in terms of just generally my own ventures, I would start with things that have a good amount of creativity in them. Because I found there's nothing worse than being in a situation and working towards something that has almost no creativity and is just entirely repetitive. Now, are you going to enjoy it all the time? Do I enjoy game development all the time? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes especially when I was pressing towards the demo, it felt really rough. But the point being is that if something is creative and you really have meaning towards it, such as my thought of, well, if I can play video games and enjoy playing them, then what if I could make my own ones? Then that's the sort of power for me, which has allowed me to spend hours and hours every single day on this thing because I really enjoy it.